looking the same.
No way a squirrel sounds like that.
What's your workout today?
So I changed it up to make it harder. So I'm doing 9 easy, 3 by 2 mile at like almost half marathon pace, and then 1 mile full at like 1 mile pace. For a long time, it was never a possibility to get close to 3 hours or under it. I remember my first marathon, I finished it, and then I went and looked at what the Boston qualifying times were and saw how far away I was and said, there's just no chance. It's not possible for me, knowing how hard it felt to run. That it was a 3:54 marathon, and I thought I had everything I had to give was in that race, and I was still, I don't know, 50, 55 minutes away from a qualifying time, so I figured, no chance, never gonna happen.
I went my entire life being a cheerleader, which does not equate to running at all. I actually was like the person on the team who was known for trying to get out of running, even when it was just like 8 mile. But after COVID, I was finding that I really wanted social interaction, and I saw a post for a run club that was women only and on the trails, and I thought, well, you know, it was no drop, so I was like, okay, I think I can try to run a little bit. And I met a girl there, and she told me about how she had just ran Chicago, and I had no idea even how far a marathon was or anything like that. But she was telling me about how fun it was. She was like, I met all these people, I got to wear this cute outfit, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's gonna be my new goal. I'm running a marathon.
Wow, the over-under is good on Keenan.
Well, it's here, under.
I didn't know if you were gonna show up. Well, because I didn't text you back till 7 a.m.
How's it going?
I went out last night just for 3.5 miles, and I just went like easy, you know.
Oh my goodness,
I'm a little sweaty.
Mark. That's okay. Haven't seen you for
they're fast,
3
man.
months. Oh, get it. Get it. Look at how much you bounce in those shoes.
But it's a big chunk, man. It's like 45 millimeters.
That's a couple.
The marathon distance always remains exactly the same. It's 26.2 miles, and a lot can happen in 26.2 miles.
I think the biggest thing of a marathon compared to other races I've done is it just takes so much more of your time and dedication outside of just, you know, the 3 or 4 hours you're going to be on the course running it. There's months and months of preparation, getting in shape, building your miles up, get the right nutrition and food. And so it's more encompassing than just showing up on race day. It takes a lot of time to get there.
It's still a very ambitious goal for me, and the qualifying standards have changed too, so that's just another moving target to focus on. But right now the goal is under 3 hours, and I think I'm the most prepared I've been yet.
So we're 7.5 weeks out from CIM. My last marathon was the Carmel Marathon back in April, and I was shooting for 3 hours, my first time to go sub 3, and I was on pace until about mile 19 or 20, and then I started to fade, ended up finishing at 3:04. So it was encouraging that I had a big PR still, got a lot closer to that goal pace, but still left something to be desired to finally get that sub 3. So now this training cycle, I got a little more motivation. I know it's within grasp, and now I just got to hammer it home.
My first marathon was 3:56. Then I set the goal of wanting to get a Boston qualifying time, and I ended up with a 3:26, which was not good enough to run the Boston Marathon, but it was good enough to qualify. Then I set out to run a 3:15 at Chicago, and I ran a 3:19. Then I ran Carmel, got a 3:15.15, which I was still really happy about. My marathon goal for CIM, so I was set 3:10, a 5-minute PR.
I don't know where else to go. You know I'm trying to find you. So I know how it feels to go alone. I'm trying to find the way you feel right next to me. Yeah, the way you feel right next to me.
of the reps.
Yeah.
Felt fine. These last 4 or 5, just kicking my butt. That's it, right? Yeah. Should've done more.
Nah, you gotta adjust where you need to.
Like a month.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good time to do.
Yeah, that's actually a really good time.
I have had a tumultuous relationship with running. It's not always been a healthy thing for me. I've been running for I'd say half a lifetime now. And the majority of that time, I've definitely been in some toxic environments around running. I've definitely abused it. I've been injured and not, and injured and not. Since I've had running taken away from me a few different times and have had to start from zero again, I realized I didn't want it to be taken away from me again. It made me so mad. So I was really determined to heal my relationship with running, and I think over time I definitely did.
Net robots. I've had better workouts, and I swore a few times, but it was the longest I went without my hip hurting, so I feel like what I'm doing is actually helping. I can't be too upset because it was still fine enough, and now I'm just so excited to go and eat food and stretch. Oh, then I quickly realized I was if I do this workout, that means I'm doing a workout from every other day. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then long run.
What did it?
Yeah. And I was there's probably a reason why he didn't have me work out today.
I doubt.
Well, yeah.
So, what happened on the 5th mile? What did you hit on 5th mile? 7?
I didn't do the 5th mile. Oh, the 5th mile? It was probably 7:30, I think. Still, still slow down.
You started off kind of hot though. Because I was at a 6:45 and I was still pretty far behind you all.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually haven't looked. I haven't saved it.
Because I hit a 6:50 on that one and I was wow, they must be cooking.
I think I just thought that it was going to feel like it did the last tempo, and that was also 47 degrees, and this is 70. So
you're just going to have some and you're going to not have some, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I had a bad one last week, everyone has to hit that.
Yeah.
They say that if you're this far into marathon training and every workout feels good, then you're doing it wrong. When you think about it, you're racking up miles and you're trying to hit paces that are faster than race pace,
Yeah.
Then you're bound to have a day where it feels really shitty.
You're right. I'm not disappointed by it.
Oh, I thought you were struggling with names. Called out. I train on one of these every day. So I wear my big
super shoes.
my heavy
I
Brooks.
know. I mean, you probably get more benefit because you go from Brooks to your race shoes.
But I don't know because I'm not going that fast. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They have enough support that you can do long runs.
It's been a super big pleasure to partner with Society Track Club the past couple months and year, really just figuring out how we want to support them from New Balance's side. Gazelle Sports has been a great partner in that, so being able to lend some gear over to our great runners heading out for CIM, support them in their marathon journey is super fun idea. And when they came to us with the proposition, I was what better idea than getting shoes on feet, right?
I was in the parking lot. I was in the parking lot and I'm I don't see any of the cars that I know. And then I'm is it the other one? And I took my phone.
So typically for the fitting process, what we'll do, we love to watch, kind of watch you guys walk around a little bit, kind of get a feel for how your gait's moving, how your feet are moving, everything like that. So go for it. You can come back, yeah. I know it's a little awkward trying to move, right?
I just feel like that wasn't far enough. Okay.
There's the preparation going on.
Do
I can see everything, yeah. Especially when she has the flattest feet ever.
I get really flat.
Yeah, all that means is that we probably want to put you in some sort of stability shape. Yeah, everything's tracking pretty forward.
As my feet actually are.
To my normal shoes.
Down over here.
What do you do?
Peru fit size would be like 13.5, but
Yeah.
adding the extra half size.
Yep.
8.5. Okay. Yeah, no, an 8.5 would definitely. Yeah.
And this
Retry is like ridiculously fast for some reason in Lansing. So
Lee, two of you should have the super top and also the 1080s, and then you have the 860 for the bongos. Those are the stability versions that New Balance offers. So essentially, the 860 is supposed to be like the medium cushion like stability trainer, and the bongo is supposed to be the maximum cushioning version of this shoe essentially. But they made a lot of adjustments to the 860 recently. I don't know, Christmas time.
the 1080 with that plastic stability decreases the shearing or stretching of the foam.
they feel great.
Yeah.
I like them.
Very lively, got some good energy return on them. Pretty comfortable.
I like them. I've been doing the Asics that Steve's got. And that's my first time doing a super shoe, but I really like them. Pretty early on in spring, that's when I signed up for CIM. I signed up for it because I was determined to do it right and to not get injured and to listen to my body and to feel well enough. And it's like a really big motivator for me to like take care of myself. And it was a way for me to like look into the future, which is not something I always am great at.
Something tells me this ain't over. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, maybe we're running out of time, and maybe you know it. Saying it's wrong, saying it's right, saying it's worth a try with the fight of our lives, and I think you know it.
I feel like it came out of nowhere. And so I got injured about 3 weeks out. I could tell that my body was just needing some rest. Talked to my coach. We took plenty of miles off where I was. I wasn't doing like my speed workouts. I had taken a couple days off, and I don't know if it was enough.
Friday, I did another one of my tempos, and during the cool down, I started feeling like kind of a throbbing pain in my foot. I started limping, and I couldn't really even walk on it after. It was definitely a pain. I was like, this is not a good pain. Sunday, woke up, tried to run, and I ended up stopping early because I was like, this is just like kind of unbearable at this point. I talked with Bryce immediately, again, my coach, and he said to get in with a PT. And so I called him. Luckily, cross-country season is over for high schoolers, so he had a lot of openings. I was really afraid it was gonna be plantar fasciitis. Like that was worst case scenario. I don't know why that was scarier than a stress fracture to me, but plantar fasciitis was so scary. There's like all of these posters too of like all the elite people he's coached or like that he's done like was with. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He said it actually was, there's a bone in your foot, and I might butcher this, but there's a bone in your foot called like the cuboid bone, and it is like in between your heel and like your pinky, and it like sits there. And he said it's actually common, but it can fall and like slip down. And if it slips down and goes out of place, it puts stress on those tendons, and then it bruises the bone, and it like basically is just out of place, like it's dislocated. Next week is supposed to be my peak week. And this week is going to be a very, very harsh down week because it's going to be basically like trying to run again. And I'm supposed to be running the Indy half on Saturday as well.
Here come the dawn, here come the day, here come the lights at last. Here come the glow, here come the power back.
Ideally, I start Indy off at a 7:15 pace for 3 to 5 miles, and then my only goal for the rest of the race is every mile is faster than the one before.
And I'm back again. And I'm back again. Here come the rays, cut through the haze, happy to shine again. Here come the waves,
even if it's like 1 second. Bryce told me, I don't need you to go out and race this. Like, I want you to go out and be strategic. And I'm good at that. Like, I get more, like, racing is scarier to me, like a 5K is scarier to me than like having a plan.
And I'm back again. And I'm back again. And I'm back again. Coming in ready. Coming in ready. Coming in ready.
Those are that ball wrap. Right, they're 30 grams.
Oh, yeah.
Really bad. Really bad. I had to stop twice. Yeah, and I've never had to stop in a race. I don't know why. But I was pissed. I started yelling fuck and crying. Anyone want a snack? I went grocery shopping. Look at all my goodies. I got a bushel of bananas. Let me show you. Yeah, I did. I literally got a bushel. One.
Let me do a banana too.
Wait. 2. Wait. 3. Wait. 4.
Stopped all this stuff before and we weren't working out.
Good job, you did so good, Jenna. Pretty good. I definitely bombed after mile 8, but you know, I was still happy with it. I got way too fast. I started at 7:12.
We should get a photo of you.
It's a little bit disheartening, I feel like, because I know that if I can't get it under control and I have to run a full marathon, I don't think I can on the type of pain that I was feeling. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's definitely been like getting me down because it came out of nowhere. I'm 5 weeks out from my race I've been training for what seems like forever. I have a really lofty goal. It's a great race. Like, I'm an ambassador for the race. And now I'm like, am I going to be able to show up on the line healthy? Am I going to be able to like have even like my B goal, you know, like, am I even going to be able to PR at this point?
So in every marathon that I've raced, I've always positive split, which means that every race I've done, I've always entered the pain cave at some point.
5 by 1 mile. So get a little warm up in, and then we're hopefully negative splitting every mile. This is like the last like real workout I do for training. I had my last big long run last Saturday, so now we're wrapping up the training and getting ready to taper.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. I feel like day to day, if you ask me tomorrow, I might have a different answer for how I'm feeling for CIM versus yesterday. This past weekend, I had a pretty daunting workout, and beforehand going into it, I was a little apprehensive of like, what if I can't do this? Then what? Because I'm a month out from the race day. If I'm not hitting these numbers now, then what am I doing here?
Everything is moving, just wanna stay. See me in a brand name, there's no way. Corny ass t-shirt with no shade, yeah. Got monkeys in Austin, she saying stalling. Lunchtime is calling, it's time we gotta go. I like what I like, these are my own night. Confidence on spike, I'm going with the flow. I can't waste my time pleasing every mind. Let that ease my mind, yeah, yeah. I won't change my life just to be more like every other guy.
So all of our friends who've been running this fall have had their races. They've been done. They're all taking time off from running, versus the 3 of us now are still right at our peak volume training. So it's nice to have other people who are in the same boat as I am. And then on race day, we're all going to be traveling to a new part of the country together, go racing somewhere that none of us have raced before. So it'll be fun to share that experience with people that we've been training together here in Michigan. We'll go over to California, race together. Hopefully I'll have a reason to celebrate at the end of the race.
What's this audio?
I
see. What is the point? It's a little less fun, right?
What?
Still, there it is. Okay.
This is our monthly track night for the Society Track Club. It kind of came around, I want to say like a year and a half ago. And I found that most of my fellow runners who were kind of newer to running found it very intimidating to do track workouts. And I wanted to show them that it is not intimidating. You do not need to be quote unquote fast because it's relative. And that it can just be based on effort and having fun. and I wanted people to run with. From there, we found out that, wow, people love spending time together. There are people who want to work hard and be competitive, and again, fast is relative. So that brought us to creating a team, and the team is where now you've met Mark, myself, you've met Tess, and some other of our teammates, and we all train together. And so tonight we are just having our community track night, and we're all going to get together, work hard even though it's freezing, and then have fun after. Area. Does anyone feel like they don't know where they belong with their little group? Okay. And go!
Last lap, group one. Sorry. When you're not sure, I'll be your friend. Society, track club, lean on me. When you're not sure. One more. Let's go. Woo!
It's just not worth the risk. And I don't want to be out 6 months again. Like, first of all, I'm angry. Like, I'm so frustrated, and I'm gonna fuel this into like doing it again. Maybe getting let down again, but doing it again, and because like what else is there to do?
A huge challenge of training for a marathon is not being overtrained. And I think that for this marathon, I got to that start line a bit overtrained, a bit burnt out already because I had such a long training block.
Not a picture.
All my feet. Right orange, entire right.
There's the magic number for the day.
I got. All right, feel positive about this. High five.
Feel free to go for a bit of everything. They'll all be available on course, but on course they'll be in like bigger blocks, as well as our trails as well.
Is it a German company anyway? I feel like it is. Yeah. I'm a certified woman toucher.
Wow. Okay, you can't say things like that in public.
It's medical.
I felt pretty relaxed, I think, for most of it. I don't think I got a ton of jitters. Not until like once you're in the corrals, waiting to go, and everyone kind of shifts up towards the finish line. That's when it starts to get real. You're committing to a lot for the next couple hours, and it's not going to be the most fun, but you'll be happy you're doing it.
I'm actually getting really excited. Like, I've been super nervous, but I think being here at like the expo and running with everyone, I'm feeling like, yeah.
Right away, know what to expect.
Yeah.
It's not our first rodeo, so we know kind of what we're getting into, but
I'm ready to hurt. I'm ready to get hurt again.
How we feeling? Decent amount of travel, but went pretty smoothly. Slept well. Loosened up the legs now here, and time to send it tomorrow. Yeah, it depends on the person. Some people are super amped up and like laugh around joking. Other people get a little nervous and quiet and kind of, you can tell they're a little timid or scared of what's to come. So it's kind of fun to feel that energy in the environment of everyone's got their own way of coping with that stress and that anticipation.
I think they have an interactive map too.
The other thing I would want to know is, are you guys going to be on the right side of the course or the left side of the course?
We'll almost exclusively be on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So I know how to look, where to look.
For sure.
I feel like we can go and just like
Park on the side street.
park in this neighborhood and walk a quarter block.
Right.
Between goal pace and a 7:25 for the first. My plan going into it was to take it a bit more conservative. I wanted to do the 10-10-10 method, which was going a little bit less than your goal pace, being more than your goal pace, and then being right on your goal pace for the last 6, which is actually really hard to put your trust into.
At least 10 miles with the pacer, maybe the half of the pacer. And then if I'm feeling good, start to negative split a bit. My goal was to be right with the 3-hour pacers, but that's also a super popular time for races these size. And honestly, it's gonna be a tough one. So we had to leave our Airbnb at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning to get to the buses. So we were up real early, real dark.
It was different than most marathons that I've been used to, and it was very similar to a major where you almost feel like I'm ready to race, I'm awake, I ate my food, but yet you have like 3 hours until you actually get to cross the start line. So I was nervous, but at the same time calm because I was like, I have so much time. So, got my shoes.
Race shoes?
Oh, they're on my feet. Why do you have one shoe on? Honestly, chaos. I'm gonna throw up, I'm so nervous. So.
Is it not in there?
What?
Right here.
Oh yeah. Well, don't throw those plastic spoons at me.
See you guys in a few hours.
Look, Mac.
Thank you.
So from the start of the race, for the first couple miles, I was trailing the pace group by probably 100, 200 yards, which in my head I knew was okay, but there's still a little bit of like a mental game of that's the time I want, and I'm not quite there. I need to catch up and kind of chase it. So in the back of my head, I felt like I had this a little bit of a chase mentality for a while. Usually when I race a marathon, it takes like 3 to 4 miles or so for me to kind of settle in and get comfortable. I kind of lock into that pace and I'm not overthinking it for the next 12 to 15 miles. On this one, it felt like it was tough from mile 1. Mile 5, 6, 7, 8, and it just never felt like I was quite locking in the way. I haven't passed races the way I wanted to.
I'm like right on pace for the second or two. By the time I got to around like mile 11 or 12, I could tell I was going to be in for a tough day.
I feel like I was riding high for most of it. Like there's pictures and I'm sure videos of me like thumbs up being super happy. Woo!
Good job.
Then it almost took a very sharp turn. I met a little girl gang in the pace group, which was super fun, and we were talking and chatting.
Next one. Yeah, 21. Final from next hand. Just take it. Just take it. Go.
He almost made a horrible choice.
Next thing I knew, I was going through the half, and then it was mile 16, and I was done.
You're doing so good!
This isn't what I expected to feel, and then I started the negotiation. Okay, how much do I have to give to just get through the finish line with the PR? And I hate that that's the way the race went, but I also know that the marathon is a very unforgiving distance.
When you have a certain time goal you've been working towards for so long and you're seeing it start to slip away, it's kind of disheartening. And it can be tough to kind of break that funk. And I think at a certain point it started to compound on myself, and I let myself get defeated by it. My head just kind of got out of it, and at that point it was just try to hold on till the finish line and salvage what I could from the race, and not let it completely blow up. Because you finish right at the state capitol, so you got a pretty cool view as you're coming in those last little bit before the city. Also, just the number of people cheering on at the finish line, screaming and shouting when you're crossing the finish line does give you a little bit of energy to kind of kick through those last couple hundred meters as you're seeing the finish line in sight.
And I am still learning how to show myself grace and not be a perfectionist and be a good enoughness when it comes to that. But yeah, that was basically the course of the race. All the work that I did during training, it wasn't a waste. I do think and I do believe that I was in 3:10 shape. I just didn't have that day.
You did so good!
I did not make my goal. Those hills in the first half, I went too fast. Too fast. My first mile was like a 7:10, and then I went down from there, and I was like, oh no. My final time was 3:13 with some seconds towards the almost 3:14 area. For a marathon, I think it was a good enough PR. Overall, I'm happy with what happened. I'm happy with the race and the experience, and it was a great adventure.
We did it. Time to hydrate.
I don't like this techno version. It's located just south of the stage on 10th Street.
And my wallet's
Tacos, burritos, nachos.
I'm glad I did it. I wish I could have come out a little bit quicker, but not every race goes the way you plan it to be going. I feel like I did a lot of good work, so although the end result here maybe wasn't what I wanted it to be, I think in the long run it's still beneficial and still moved me towards that next step of what I'm looking for.
And then I was ahead of the pacer for a while, and then I was like, well, there they go. Like, I feel like I can party, but sometimes that happens, and then all of a sudden I don't feel like I can party. Sorry, I'm so wet. What'd you get? How'd you do? Oh! Hi, Becca! What'd you get?
14, or there's one at 6.
There was one at 16 that was like,
Yes.
everyone
No, the
said,
bridge at 22.
well,
I
everyone
was
says
like,
the hills are
dying.
done at 12, and then there was the one at 21,
Yeah.
but then like 15 or 16,
I
there was
thought they
a
were done at
big
14.
uphill that I was not expecting. And yeah, they just kept coming and coming, but I tried to like stretch out a little bit on all the downhills and make them a bit of time, it worked for a while, but I had to think about it every
There was
time.
one, the only downhill I felt the downhill was right after I saw them at mile, what did I see you?
11.
And I was really happy.
Yeah, it was steep downhill.
That was like the only
that was when
downhill
you had
I
your
felt.
girl gang.
I was in the girl gang, we were feeling it. So that was the only hill I felt it.
Which is like where I wanted to be, and then I positive splitted by
Me too.
6 minutes.
I'm gonna be honest, I think I executed the positive split perfectly. I need an award. It was like a little bit mentally drained in a way. Like I felt burnt out from training for so long. So I think I need a season of like taking it easy and chilling, and then I'd be ready to like work hard again. Because I kind of had that while I was running. I was like, oh, I just am kind of tired of working hard.
I think I've been training pretty much nonstop since July.
Yeah,
Because I did train for Sydney. I took like a week and a half off or 2 weeks off after that, and then got right back into training for this.
Yeah.
So it's been 5 or almost 6 months straight. So I need a few weeks off at least.
I might go on a bender and just sit on the couch for a really long time.
Sounds delightful.
For like a month or 2.
That sounds so nice. Next up, I got marathon number 7 coming up in June. I'll be running Grandma's Marathon in my home state of Minnesota. I'm looking forward to it because I've never actually run a race in Minnesota, so I've never had family come watch me at a race.
Next up for me is the Boston Marathon, and I am not going to treat it like I did CIM. I do not plan on going out there with the mindset of gunning for a PR. I have absolutely no expectations. I'm just trying to find my love of the marathon again after grueling and chasing PRs and the struggle of comparison to others. I just want to go out there, and if I see my parents on the sidelines, I want to run up and be able to hug them and spend time with them. I want to experience all that is on a marathon course and try to find that joy that I have for running again and for the race, and find that fire and make sure that it's lit for PRs in the future.
For a while I was like, I don't know if I can stomach going through it again, but that's a big lie. That's an enormous lie because I'm back already. I'm gonna take a couple more weeks off, cross train, take January to slowly ease back into it, but then I signed up for Bayshore. Traverse City, so I don't have to travel as much. It's not because I think I'm gonna get injured again, I just genuinely wanted to do this race. Yeah, so I was gonna do this race anyway after this.
Oh yeah, still gotta break 3 hours. We gotta get there.
Alright, I think that's good.
Cool.
A jungle